Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, we're back with you, and I think we have made contact. Y'all go to CoreyLayne.com. I'm telling you, it's going to be the next big deal. He's got a lot of cool songs out there from Tennessee. He was on the Huckabee Show not long ago and got a brand new release that he's coming out with. Good morning. How are you, brother?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm tickled to death to get to talk to you, man. I guarantee you we didn't know if he's going to make it or not because you're an hour behind us.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to connect, but I couldn't connect for some reason. I don't know what was going on.
Well, I'd say it's probably our station guy here. He's slow.
Well, every now and then, that happens.
Yeah, man. You got a heck of a story, man. We kind of get to the big news later on. But, man, the COVID hit you pretty hard, and it's kind of got you going in a different direction. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, when I first got COVID, it was like it wasn't much of anything, to be honest with you. But then I, after about the 13th day, we went down to Alabama, and we had to get a COVID test done and everything like that. And when we went down there, they said, well, the line's kind of faint, so you probably, coming out of it. And I was like, okay. And no, that was the 12th day. And the 13th day, I was admitted into the hospital. And it was just nuts, man. I mean, I got to the hospital, and in less than 5 minutes, they had me inside the emergency rooms or whatever. And my oxygen had just plummeted, and they actually wanted to put me on the vent. I'm skipping up a little bit. They wanted to put me on the vent, and I said no, and the doctor called my wife and she said, if he doesn't want to be on the vent, he's not going to be on the vent. And basically, he told me I had an 8% chance if I was to go on it. And I said, I'm going to take my chances. But I was in the hospital. I was only in the hospital for 7 days, but it's weird because 7 days it's the number of completion. I'm a big Christian man, and I don't really get into numbers or whatever, but it was just, I was in there for 7 days, but, on the third day, I started to get worse and worse. And that's when the doctor came in and said, we want to vent you. And then I had this respiratory therapist. He popped in the room, and he was just real happy. And I was like, I don't know what you're happy about, buddy. I'm sitting here dying, and
right.
He said, I'm gonna save your life tonight. And I said, okay, I didn't
for that.
know
I'm for that. Yeah. Go ahead.
And I said, he said, you breathe into this little thing I got right here all night. And he said, you'll live. And I said, I'll do whatever. And what was crazy is I had over the 7, that over the full 7 days, I had 7 nurses come in and praying for me. I mean, 7 different nurses. And I asked the nurse that I knew that was, coming in consistently, I said, hey, why are all these nurses coming in here praying for me? And she said, well, honey, there's only 2 nurses on the floor right now. And there's only been 2 nurses because this is the, it was the bad floor to be on.
Right.
And, but when my oxygen that night, I ended up falling asleep. My oxygen went down to the 30s. Heart rate went up, high 20s, and high 200s. And, man, it was crazy because I knew I was dying. And when I woke up, I just heard all these alarms, saw these nurses and doctors and whatnot. And this lady, she knelt down beside me and she said, I'm going to put something into your IV. It's going to slow your heart rate down. But do you mind if I pray for you? And I was thinking, I'm dying. No, I don't mind at all.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
And she started praying for me. And right then, you know, you have those experiences in your life where you say, well, I gave my heart to God. I gave my heart to God when I was this age. I gave my heart to God when I was that age. And, I think that I think that in that moment, I truly gave my heart to God.
Well, man, that is great. I mean, no doubt. What a testimony you've got on that. And then,
but I told him this. I said, God, if you save me right now, I'll give you glory in every single thing I do. And I literally have not stopped since then giving God glory. It's been about 11 months ago now. And I didn't know if I'd ever be able to sing again. My voice ain't like it used to be because of it, but it's getting back.
Well, I like your voice, man. You got a very smooth voice, and I mean, I say, you're talking about God shining on you, no doubt. I mean, you done the Huckabee show. That had to be an experience, man. I mean, absolutely, with Trey Corey and all them.
Yeah.
And then you've got tied in with one of my favorites, Paul Overstreet. You've got a new song that you're releasing on him. How did that come about between George Strait and George Jones? I mean, that's a great song.
Between Larry Black and Mr. Huckabee, Governor Huckabee, came between them two. So I was over at Larry's Country Diner. Right. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Know all about it.
And it was odd, man. I had a buddy of mine. He writes for Cody Johnson, and he said he called me one day, and he said, "Hey, I need you to meet me here. I feel like God wants me to tell you something." And I said, "All right." I came. I went to where he was at, and he said, "God told me to tell you, just show up for everything." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Okay." He said, "Corey, I went and wrote in a songwriting competition in Texas, but didn't win. And I was so mad. I was just upset." And he said, "I've been doing this for years." And he said, "But then that day, a guy came up to me and asked me if I'd like to write a song for Code, or not, he didn't even say who it was for. He said if I'd like to write a song." And he was like, "You know what? Yeah, because I'm supposed to show up for everything I do. So somebody asked me to write some music, then dang it, I'm going to show up." So Larry Black called me. I ended up talking to, this songwriter, and we sat down, and he told me to show up. And when he did show up, he lost, but he won because now he's got like 4 cuts by Cody Johnson. Yeah. And so Larry Black calls me. It's probably, I think it's 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Just not too long after that. And I was sitting on my couch 3 days before. I was like, man, God, I'm seeing all my friends, and they're doing something, and they're making it, and they're doing something with their music. And I said, you gave me this gift and ability. I said, I want to use it. I said, and I hollered. I was like, I'm willing if you're able, you know. And then it was 3 days later, I get a phone call from Larry Black himself, and he said, "Hey, Corey Layne." I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "This is Larry Black from Larry's Country Diner. My sons let me listen to you sing, and I was like, boy, we need to have you on the show. And the Gatlin brothers have got COVID. You want to come and be on the show tomorrow morning?" And I said, yeah, I'll be there. And I said, but I'm gonna have to leave tonight because it's gonna start ice storming, and that's where it came about. Was from being on Larry's Country Diner, because he had me stay another day. He introduced me to Paul,
Right.
and me and Paul kind of clicked, and then we meant to get each other's phone number on there, and I was invited to come on a show called Huckabee. And turned out Paul was going to be singing on there. I had no idea that he was going to be singing on there. And he gave me his phone number, and we exchanged numbers. And I remember him rolling his window down, and he said, "Corey." And I rolled mine down. He said, if you ever need anything, all you have to do is call me. And I was blown away because he's one of my heroes.
Oh, man, he is fantastic. No doubt about it. Folks, we're talking to Corey Layne. Go to CoreyLayne.com, and you can it'll follow you to all the stuff that he's got going on. Y'all going to love his music, no doubt, because he's got a lot of stuff that he's got released right now. And then he's got a brand new song from Paul Overstreet that he just recently released between George Strait and George Jones, which is absolutely a wonderful song.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. And what an honor it is to get to hang out. Corey, we're getting up close to a break. Is anything, as far as your social media that we can get out before we go? I know.
It's CoreyLayne.com. And then when it comes to social medias, it's just Corey Layne Music.
Okay.
Spelled the same way.
Well, what a testimony, man. What a testimony. I know we just got a short time to talk, but, y'all need to follow this. He's actually started out. He's won a lot of contests back when he was just a kid with some gospel music and stuff like that. And, I really feel like, Corey, with your music, you're going places. Especially, you got all these folks behind you. Paul Overstreet is just fantastic. He's wanting you to sing his songs. He wants me to fix his car. I don't understand, I guess. So, anyway, that's good.
I'll tell you, man, I just want to say this. God has to be in the center of everything.
Yep.
If God's not in the center, then nothing happens.
I'm with you.
And I realized that. So I started I'm a country boy, with a really rough past, but I decided to put God in the middle of everything, and it changed my life forever. And,
I'm gonna tell you, I really believe the rougher the past, the better the Christian. Honestly, because
I guarantee it.
Yeah, I guarantee you that's right. Corey, man, it has been a privilege. Like I said, we have got to get to a break. CoreyLayne.com. Go check him out. Follow this guy, and man, I appreciate your testimony. I wish we had longer time, man, but we'll get you back on next couple of weeks and see what else is going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for spending a little time with us. And remember, you can tune in every morning at WJULradio.com at 8 a.m. Eastern. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook, The Morning Dish.